Susie Beghin, and I'm the owner of Alpha's Discovery Kids Preschool and Daycare, and I'm committed to educating young children. Welcome to my series of videos called Early Childhood Education, Building a Better Future. I strongly believe that the first 5 years of life are the most important in a child's development. Here at Alpha's Discovery Kids, we've developed a unique curriculum called the 4 Pillars of Learning, and we believe it provides children with a foundation for overall well-being through a holistic approach to learning. Our 4 pillars are language and literacy, STEAM, physical activity and nutrition, and mindful awareness. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the STEAM program, which is the second pillar of learning. And in particular, I'm going to focus on the letter A. STEAM stands for science, technology, engineering, art, and math. So the letter A for art is an important part of the STEAM program. Art is an essential component of early learning. We are so convinced that art should be a part of our curriculum that we use the acronym STEAM instead of STEM, which you may have also heard of. We have added the A because we recognize how important art is in the program. Art builds creative skills. I believe that a good scientist, a good engineer, and a good mathematician must also have good creative skills to help them problem solve, and art helps to build those creative skills. Many times as educators and even as parents, we don't prioritize art. We think of it as an extracurricular activity instead of something that's part of the regular curriculum. Something you would do if you had spare time, and we don't really consider it a part of learning. But here at Alpha's Discovery Kids, we ensure that art is a part of our curriculum because we know how important it is. As a parent or as an educator, I want to help you to understand this and encourage it as an essential part of learning. So first, let's talk about why art is important. Art builds on many skills. It builds fine motor skills as children learn to hold a crayon or a marker or how to manipulate a paintbrush. It builds on creative skills as children learn to express themselves through an art form. It builds communication skills as children learn to express themselves through art and share it with you. It builds problem-solving skills as children learn how to solve problems they encounter when doing the art. Perhaps they need to press harder on the crayon or lighter or manipulate the glue in a different way to create the effect they want. Art also helps to relieve stress. It is a creative outlet that children can use to relieve stress and work through things that may be happening in their lives. Art activates the creative thinking part of the brain. Children begin to understand that their actions have consequences. It teaches children concepts such as size, shape, and making comparisons. As kids manipulate a paintbrush, their fine motor skills improve. By counting pieces and colors, they learn the basics of math. When children experiment with materials, they dabble in science. Most important, perhaps, is the social, emotional, and mental health benefits. When kids feel good while they're creating, art helps boost self-esteem and self-confidence. And children who are able to experiment and make mistakes feel free to invent new ways of thinking, which extends their learning beyond their art project. Now that we know that art builds on the many, many skills, let's look at how to approach art with a young child. First and foremost, art must be freely done and freely chosen. Now, what do I mean by that? It means that I cannot force a child to work on an art project. They must want to do it. I can encourage and I can provide materials, and then the children can choose whether or not they want to participate. Of course, I'm going to make it look very inviting and very engaging so that children will want to participate. Another thing to consider to make art freely done and freely chosen is to not have a finished product. Children do not care about the finished product. They are more important in the process of creating art as opposed to the outcome. And a finished product does not encourage creativity. This is one of the major differences between art and crafts. A craft is a finished product that you want to duplicate. Art is different in that there are no rules about what to make and how. You're just given the materials and you decide what you will do with them and what the result will be. We want to encourage children to make whatever they choose and to use the materials in whatever ways they choose as well. This is what art is all about, and it gets the creative juices flowing. It is hard as adults not to participate and dictate art to our children. We often want to tell them how to draw the tree, where to put the sun, and where to put the grass on the page. But for children, the placement of these objects is not important. What's more important is the process. Think about this. If you are participating in an activity, would you want to be told what to do at every step? And would it be enjoyable? Probably not. And this is true for kids as well. Ensure that you're giving children choices. Let them decide what materials they want to use, how and when they'll use them. You have to be prepared for the mess as well. Have the proper area available and let your children explore. It's okay to peel the paper off the crayon and use it sideways. It's okay if you've provided a paintbrush and your child decides to use their fingers. Always focus on the process and not the product. Let the child know that you love whatever they've made. Your voice will always be their inner voice. Now that we know why art is important and how to approach it with young children, let's look at different projects you can do with them. There are many different art mediums that you can choose from, but I'm going to go over just a few ideas here to get your creative juices flowing. So the first thing is painting. Children love to paint. You can paint with a paintbrush, but you can also paint with fingers, hands, feet, toothbrush, cars, sticks, straws, sponges, and the list goes on. You can also paint different kinds of materials. So you don't necessarily have to paint with actual paint. You can also paint with water. It could be colored water. So don't be limited by what your definition of painting is. You can choose so many different unique ways to paint. This is only limited by your own imagination and your child's. Here at Alphas, we're always coming up with new ways and new ideas on how to use various materials to paint with. If your child loves marbles, maybe you can use marbles to paint. What you would do is simply put a piece of paper in a shallow tray, add on some dabbles of paint in different colors, and move the marbles around over the paint. It's a great activity, and children will love the result. You'll have some great unique art that you can hang up. Another art medium is drawing. Now for drawing, again, you can use various different tools. You can use pencil crayons, wax crayons, you can use oil pastels, chalk, or any kind of marker. Each medium you use will teach your child different things about how to use it, what effect it will have on paper, and what the outcome will be. Another art project is any type of molding. Now for molding, there are also lots of different materials you can use. You can use Play-Doh, clay, foam, sticky sand, silly putty, slime. Basically anything that will stick together can be used to mold and make anything. And the last topic I want to talk about is a collage. Now a collage involves incorporating many different materials together into one art project. So you'll use scissors, glue, and various different kinds of materials like pom-poms, feathers, paper, cotton balls. Basically, it's limited only to your own imagination as well. And I love a collage because it allows you to incorporate many different mediums together in one art project. Now, these are just a few ideas of art projects that you can do with your young children. There are many different mediums and many different materials that you can use. Check your local arts and crafts store and take a look at what's inside and get inspired. Remember to keep it free and creative. And remember, after all, art is about letting go. As long as your child is safe, for example, they're not running with scissors, let them explore. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us on our website at www.alphasdiscoveryclub.com and click on the Contact Us page. Thanks again for watching and keep on learning. Have a great day.